If you like Warhammer, you need to try Gunpla. Now, if you've watched any of my videos or seen my socials, you'll know I'm a massive Warhammer fan. I've painted countless minis, listened to hundreds of hours of Black Library audiobooks, spent an exorbitant amount of money on models, and I regularly paint preview models for Games Workshop. So it's safe to say I love Warhammer. Lately though, I've stumbled upon a new hobby that scratches a similar itch to Warhammer, Gunpla, and I'm loving it. If you've not heard of it before, Gunpla are the plastic model kits of the mech suits from the Gundam anime franchise, which has been going since the late 1970s. The kits are awesome, and I want to share with you some of the reasons that every Warhammer fan should build at least one Gunpla kit. But first, I want to say a big thank you to Forbidden Planet in Hanley for sponsoring this video. They have a huge collection of Gunpla to choose from, as well as manga, trading card games like Magic and Pokemon, and a whole host of other toys, collectibles and nerd culture merch. If you're in the area, you have to check them out. So back to Gunpla, it comes in a variety of different grades, starting with their entry grade kits, which cost around £10 for a 6-inch tall figure. The entry grade kits are a great way to dip your toe into the world of Gunpla, as they don't even require any tools to put together. Everything just snaps off the sprue or runner by hand and then clicks together. The plastic is pre-coloured, so you don't even have to paint it if you don't want to. If you've ever built a Warhammer snap fit kit, I know what you might be thinking, but Gunpla kits are built differently. They're engineered so precisely and they just snap together perfectly. The entry grade kits are just the very simplest kits, and there are complicated and detailed kits in other grades like high grade, real grade, master grade and perfect grade. Each of these adds to the complexity and size of the kits and improves upon the articulation of them too. That's right, once you've built and painted your Gunpla, or not painted it if you don't want to, then you can spend hours finding the perfect pose to have them on display around your house. Even once you move past the entry grade kits, you don't have to splash out on a ton of expensive tools and paints to enjoy the higher grades. A good pair of snips, a hobby knife, some sanding pads or a glass nanofile, and you can do a great job of building even the more complicated kits. So that gateway entry is so much lower than getting into Warhammer. Plus, even as the grade increases, the kits generally stay pretty reasonably priced, with most high grade kits being around £20, real grade around £30 to £35, and master grade starting around £45 and going up from there. Perfect grade are the exception to this. These beasts clock in at over £200 a kit, but then they are huge and a fair bit cheaper than anything close to their size in Forge World resin. Something else that I found is how much satisfaction you can get from building a Gunpla kit in a short amount of time. When I'm painting a Warhammer model, the satisfaction usually only comes after hours of building and painting and finally seeing the model completed. Now don't get me wrong, I really enjoy the process of getting to that point, but with some models it can just be such a slog. With Gunpla, it's very easy to sit down for 30 minutes or an hour and just build a part of an arm or something, and when that section snaps together, you get that nice little feeling of satisfaction and completion. And the satisfaction does not stop once you've finished building the model. One of the most satisfying things in all of modelling is panel lining, and Gunpla models are a panel liner's heaven. Panel lining is a process of darkening or emphasising any lines in the panels of a model. There are a lot of tools you can use, but my favourite is enamel paints or washes. Just take a minute and just look at this. It's beautiful, isn't it? Of course, you can take it a step further and completely customise your model with extra panel lines or kit bashes, or paint the whole thing too, with masking and weathering and really go to town on them. The choice is yours, but you don't have to do that to still have a really nice looking model on your shelf. There's a huge range of different kits and aesthetics to choose from the classic RX-78-2 kit to the huge red beast, the Sazabi, or the scythe-wielding Forbidden Gundam. So there's probably at least a few kits that will take your fancy. In addition to the models, there's over 45 years of Gundam anime, spanning several different timelines and featuring hundreds of different mobile suits. And if you prefer paper media, there's also the manga too. I could spend hours talking about the anime shows, but I think it's safe to say there's a deep lore there if that is something that you like to have to accompany your model hobby. So what do you think? Will you dip your toe into the Gunpla waters and give it a try? If you do, let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more Gunpla videos, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be great. Thanks very much. Bye.